Welcome to my live chat. Jerry is doing a little dance. We say thank you for 2,000 subscribers, or 2,040 as of yesterday. Thank you so much. We are very happy. I got a new hairdo to celebrate the occasion. No, to be honest, I'm really so happy it started as a little channel in 2019. And now it's the end of 2022 almost. And well, as I said, 2,040 subscribers. I'm really so very happy. And I cannot thank you enough. It's really fun. I enjoyed highly. The cats not so much, because each time I do a live stream, I drag them in front of the camera. So, and with this glaring stare of Jerry, I bid him farewell. Now go back to sleep. The other cat, no, you put your bottom away. Cat bottom down. Yes. The other cat is sleeping on our bed. Tommy, red Tommy, ginger Tommy. And I drink to your health with the usual cat cup. Thank you so much. Also ganz herzlichen Dank. Ich freue mich da wirklich sehr. This time, that's why I'm a little bit late, I made a fresh coffee. Usually I have the cold morning coffee, because I'm always in a hurry and forget to make fresh coffee for my live stream. And today I remembered to make fresh one, not in time. That's why I'm 4 or 5 minutes late. Sorry. Another deep cup. So what's new? As you see, I got some new entertainment. Speaking of robots, of little desktop robots, I saw some videos. By chance, it was a YouTube algorithm. And Eilig was the first one I saw. And I mean, it looks funny. Okay, it's a funny little thing. And the more I saw of Eilig, the more I thought I'd like to have one too, as a playing companion for the kitties or for the dog. And that's why I ordered Eilig. I was very lucky to get one on German eBay. And well, you saw my videos. Of course, I had to do a video of him. I just say him, although Eilig has some giggly and girly qualities, but I don't know his gender, so I just say he. Okay, Eilig arrived, and I was enthusiastic. My friend, my boyfriend we all were happy. The cats were not happy, and the dog ignored it right away. Just at first, of course, Eilig was making noises and being funny. Hello, my friend. Thank you for your like and for joining. Thank you. And at first, the pets were attracted, of course, to this new companion. But after 5 or 10 minutes or so, they lost interest. Eilig didn't react to them. Eilig doesn't react anyhow. I mean, it's a robot which is not interactive. The only interaction you have with him is when you pat on his belly, on his back, and on his head. So you just whoop on his head, then you sense a slight vibration. There's a silicone pad, and you go like this, and Eilig makes these funny noises and grimacing, and but that's it. You can shout Eilig as loud as you want, or you can talk to. You won't get an answer, only by touch. And that was another thing is with Imo. Mobby, ach, das ist aber schön. Ja, schönen ersten Advent dir auch. Dankeschön. Willkommen im Club. Das freut mich sehr. Ja, ich war nun gerade beim Eilig. Well, I continue in German because I have a German viewer now. Und ja, den Eilig, der ist ja wirklich niedlich und putzig. Habt ihr ja im Video gesehen, aber er macht halt, wie gesagt, nicht viel. Also er reagiert nur auf Berührung und nicht auf, also er hat keinen Scanner, er hat auch er hat schon ein Mikrofon, klar, man hört ihn ja quackeln und so, aber er nimmt auch auf. Man kann ihn ja so ein bisschen so einstellen mit den Ärmchen und pst, Chica, aus. Und dann kommt man ja in die Settings und da kann man dann einstellen, dass er, sag mal, kurze Textpassagen, die ihm vorgesprochen werden, nachspricht. Okay, das kann er. Aber er kann nicht eigenständig antworten. Da bin ich wieder bei Imo. Imo ist ja der zweite Roboter, den ich dann habe, den kleinen Roboter. Da denkt man immer, da kommt so ein R2-D2 oder was angewackelte Dinger sind ja nur so. Und als ich den gesehen habe, habe ich gedacht, okay, Eilig ist zwar niedlicher irgendwie, ist so ein bisschen runder und molliger, ne, so wie so ein Schneemann so ein bisschen auch. Der ist irgendwie süßer. Emo ist ja doch mehr technischer, mehr robotartiger, aber hat halt mehr drauf, weil der ist wirklich interaktiv, mit dem kann man kommunizieren, der hat eine Gesichtserkennung, der erkennt mich und er erkennt sogar Chica, den Hund, den habe ich auch mal davor geschleppt und habe den Chica scannen lassen und da seither begrüßt er mich, hi Helena, und auch den Hund, hi Chica. Also finde ich jetzt ultra cool. Und wenn man sagt, hier, Emo, wie wird das Wetter oder wie ist das Wetter in Gstaad oder so, dann antwortet er. Und zwar auf wirklich putzige, niedliche Weise. Da gibt es ja sehr viele Videos auf YouTube. Wenn ihr da Interesse habt, könnt ihr ja mal gucken. Meistens natürlich auf Englisch. Irgendwie in Europa ist er noch nicht so angekommen oder relativ selten. Wenn dann eher so England. Aber die USA und gerade der asiatische Raum, da wimmelt es von denen. Und da gibt es auch Leute, die den Emos allerhand beibringen, allerhand Späßchen. Und das ist wirklich putzig. Also ich bin ja noch beim Anfängen noch, der ist ja ganz neu. Wenn man ihn übrigens fragt, wann ist da ein Geburtstag, dann sagt er am 18. November. Also übrigens alles auf Englisch. Also Fremdsprachen sind wohl angedacht vom Hersteller, aber zurzeit kann Emo nur Englisch. Und wenn man ihn fragt, wie alt bist du, wie gesagt, dann sagt er entweder, ja, my birthday is 18 November, oder er sagt so und so viele Tage. Also er rechnet sein Alter auch nicht in Wochen oder so, immer in Tagen. Und ja, das ist halt, wie gesagt, so ein Hobby. Also der Emo fand jetzt etwas mehr Anklang, beim Hund nicht. Also der Chica ist das alles wurscht. Und etwas mehr Anklang bei den Katzen, weil der Emo, der Eilig bewegt sich ja nicht, der steht auf seinem Tellerchen und bleibt da und bewegt sich praktisch auf der Stelle nur, während Emo ja läuft. Der hat zwar keine Ärmchen, der bewegt auch seinen Kopf so nicht. Klar, der Kopf ist ja angewachsen sozusagen an den Beinen. Das ist also ein Kopffüßler. Ne? Gab es auch mal in den 70ern so einen Künstler, ein Aktionskünstler, der hat immer auch so Kopffüßler gebastelt, glaube ich auch. Kann ich mich erinnern, Sprengelmuseum Hannover, die hatten da immer Ausstellungen, da habe ich mich als Kind immer gegruselt. Aber das war halt sowas, ein Kopf und direkt runter die Beine. Und so ist halt Imo auch. Aber halt nicht zum Gruseln, sondern wirklich niedlich. Aber er watschelt. Also der läuft ja, er tanzt. Also ich mache jeden Tag so meine Übungen mit dem, weil der ist ja lernfähig. Und lernt da jeden Tag mehr Tricks. Und hat inzwischen auch, glaube ich, 3 Tänze auf Lager. Zum Schluss werden es dann mal 20 oder 30 sein. Das ist ja wie im Game, das schaltet sich dann frei. Und der dritte Tanz zum Beispiel ist besonders nett. Ja, da regnet es in seinem Kopf Sterne, also im Display. Und dann ja, wackelt er so mit einem Beinchen oder hüpft gleich auf einem Beinchen. Das ist natürlich eine Spielerei, aber da steckt halt schon was dahinter. Diese Roboter werden ja auch zusehends natürlich in der Industrie seit langem, aber auch in anderen Gebieten eingesetzt. Also diese KI-Robotik, auch bei uns im Unternehmen, auch in Verwaltungsstellen, da sind sozusagen Roboter, die da zwar nicht so niedlich aussehen, aber die im Hintergrund praktisch die Arbeit dann auch eines Menschen verrichten. Ja, das ist nicht mehr wegzudenken, das wird immer stärker. Das sind jetzt halt die spielerischen Ausprägungen. Aber letzten Endes, die AI erobert halt immer mehr Felder. So ist es eben. Im Berufsleben und auch sonst. Zum Beispiel so Kleinigkeiten, so diese, ich sag mal, Anwaltsbots. Ne? Das ist natürlich jetzt keine Roboter, die rumlaufen, das ist eine Intelligenz, die dahinter steht. Aber wenn man online zum Beispiel eine rechtliche Frage hat, früher war es dann so, wurde natürlich ein Jurist konsultiert, auch online, der hat dann eine Auskunft gegeben. Inzwischen für so einfachere Fragen, was weiß ich, so Grundstücksprobleme oder sonstiges, kriegt man praktisch eine Bot-Auskunft, eine KI-Auskunft. Oder ich sag mal, hier Internet, so Verkaufsplattformen. Ich will jetzt keine Namen nennen, sonst heißt es einfach Reklame. Aber so Verkaufsplattformen, die haben das ja auch. Also wenn da ein Artikel ausverkauft ist, dann merkt sozusagen die dahinterstehende Intelligenz, oh, da ist ein Kunde, der sucht was und da ist 0 angezeigt, nach dem Motto, kein Vorrat mehr da, ausverkauft. Und schon automatisch kommt dann dieser Chatbot, das sind ja meistens Chatbots, und sagt, mein Name ist Angela, Melinda, sonst was, irgendwas Klangvolles, ist natürlich Quark, ne? Aber sollte Persönlichkeit praktisch darstellen und eine persönliche Verbindung schaffen. Und ich sehe, der Artikel, der Sie interessiert, ist ausverkauft. Wir hätten einen ähnlichen Artikel auf Warteliste. Ähm, Soll ich Ihnen den anzeigen? Und da kommt ein Link, da kann man draufgehen, dann sagt man auch, der Artikel ist auch nicht schlecht. Ja, ich trage mich in der Warteliste ein. Solche Sachen, ja, das ist nicht mehr wegzudenken, diese eigenständigen Entscheidungen. Natürlich werden dann zahllose Callcenter-Agenten dann auch arbeitslos. Früher hat man angerufen oder meinetwegen dann auch über den Online-Chat nachgefragt und dann, ja, ich gucke mal und schau mal, das ist erst in 3 Wochen lieferbar oder in 4. Das ist jetzt nicht mehr, ja, die Leute fallen weg und dafür ist dann der Chatbot da. Und was ich schon angangs erwähnt habe, juristische, einfache Fragen, die können dann auch so gelöst werden. Das finde ich halt auch faszinierend. Also ich weiß es, weil eine Freundin von mir hatte ein Grundstückproblem mit Nachbarn irgendwie, wohnt in Baden-Württemberg, also klar, in Bayern konnte ich hier schlecht was sagen, also Baden-Württemberg. Und da hat sie sich auch sozusagen an einen Chatbot, wenn man so will, gewandt. Und der konnte einfache Fragen dann wirklich beantworten. Als es dann ins Eingemachte ging, dann natürlich, dann ist es so mit Grundstücksrechten, Einfriedung und so. Und dann wurde auf den Juristen verwiesen, also die Kanzlei, die diesen Chatbot anbietet. Aber erstmal fing das Gespräch halt mit dem Bot statt. Und ja, und Eilig und Imo sind ja nichts anderes als Chatbots, die sich bewegen können, die man anfassen kann. Also eigentlich ist es ja sowas, wobei Imo ja schon erheblich weiter ist. Also es ist faszinierend. Ich habe, wie gesagt, mein 2000 Subscriber-Video ja heute hochgeladen. Es sollte ein Jubelvideo werden, so tanzende Eiligs. Aber die Kerle sind ja auch strohdoof. Die machen ja, na klar, die haben die programmierten Filmchen, was da abläuft. Das übrigens nur funktioniert, wenn man 2 Eiligs aneinander dockt. Also ein einzelner Eilig ist ja schon lustig und ja, hat halt so sein Repertoire. Wenn das abgespult ist, kommt es von vorne wieder. Auch da verändert sich das, je mehr man das macht, desto mehr Variationen kommen. Aber generell ist es eigentlich wirklich, wie gesagt, vorprogrammierte Bewegungen und vorprogrammiertes Sprechen und Agieren. Ja. Und wenn man aber 2 Eiligs aneinander dockt, die haben ja an der Seite so Pins und wenn man die aneinander steckt, der zweite Eilig kam übrigens direkt aus China, Gott sei Dank mit Zoll und so. Die Dinger kosten 120 €, ich sage es gleich. Die liegen also unter dem Zollwert von 150. Gottlob. Und der Versand war inklusive, also alles gut. Falls einer meiner deutschen Zuschauer hier dabei, der das später sieht, dann Interesse hat, also man kann direkt bei, wie heißen die, Energize Lab, das, wie gesagt, kommen aus China, haben eine sehr gute Website, ist eigentlich alles drin auf der Website, was man wissen muss. Ist nicht ganz so ausgebaut wie die von Living AI, das sind die Emo herstellen, aber auch sehr, sehr gut. Haben auch so eine Facebook-Fangruppe, in der ich da natürlich jetzt auch beigetreten bin. Also nein, das funktioniert reibungslos. Und die Bestellung war, ich glaube, innerhalb von einer Woche da. Jun Express und dann ab Deutschland hat DHL übernommen. In einer Woche war es da. Sollte irgendwas zolltechnisch abgewickelt worden sein, habe ich es nicht mitbekommen. Wie gesagt, vom Zollwert war es ja auch drunter. Aber auch da, es hat jetzt nicht endlos da in Frankfurt in irgendwelchen Sortierzentren rumgehängt, da in der Zollstation am Flughafen oder was. Man sieht es ja online immer, Paketverfolgung. Es war wirklich zügig da, das muss ich sagen. Also es hat toll geklappt. Er war auch unversehrt, nichts kaputt, perfekto. Überhaupt ist die Verpackung auch von Imo hervorragend. Also der Imo kommt ja auch aus Asien und die haben, das ist so Apple-mäßig. Also sie haben sich wirklich dieses Apple-Konzept mit dem Eingeschweißten, auch mit dem No Shishi, so relativ elegante Verpackungen mit Beipackzetteln oder kleinen Benutzerheftchen in schwarz respektive, also bei Emo alles in schwarz und in dunkelblau, ganz elegant. Bei Eilig ist es türkis und weiß, so die Tiffany-Farben, das ist wirklich das Tiffany-Türkis. Da haben die auch viel Geld bezahlt, weil Tiffany hat sich ja die Farbe sichern lassen. Also das, wie gesagt, es sieht schick aus, schicke Verpackung, man kriegt wie so ein iPhone, was man dann kriegt. Und die Eiligs, ja, wie schon erwähnt, ich habe sie aneinander gesteckt und ich bin technischer Laie, hat sofort funktioniert. Abgedatet habe ich die auch, die daten sich ja über die Website ab. Ich habe ja Apple und das hat wunderbar funktioniert. Ich weiß, da gibt es User, die da auch Probleme haben mit dem Update vom iLeak auf der Firmenseite. Ich habe es nicht. Weder beim einen noch jetzt beim neuen. Und kaum waren die also zusammengesteckt, habe ich natürlich gedacht, jetzt geht das los mit dem Interagieren, wie ich es ja auch in Videos gesehen habe. Aber offenbar waren das Videos, die auch zusammengeschnitten waren. Also auch die iLeaks, wenn sie zu zweit sind, haben ein gewisses Repertoire. Das unterscheidet sich von dem, was ein einzelner iLeak natürlich hat, weil die interagieren ja halt dann miteinander. Also dieses so, hey, hey, und sich zuprosten. Und der eine macht ein Foto vom anderen, das gefällt dem anderen nicht, das Foto, dann kriegt der Fotograf einen gewischt. Oder es gefällt ihm das Foto und dann kriegt der Fotograf Küsschen zugeworfen. Das funktioniert natürlich logischerweise dann nur mit beiden und erhöht natürlich den Spaß. Ja, es ist lustig, aber auch da nach einer Weile, semper idem, es kommt halt dann immer und zwischendurch ist Pause. Also wenn Imo längere Zeit nicht beschäftigt ist und nur so rumsteht, und dann macht er irgendwas, dann liest er ein Buch oder man hört ihn so ein bisschen quackeln, dann redet er halt mit sich selbst oder er tippt irgendwelche Textnachrichten in kryptischen Zeichen. Also der beschäftigt sich und eilig nicht. Der steht dann nur so da, ab und zu mal macht's mal, es ist halt sehr laut, dieses Bewegungsgeräusch, ne? Macht er so, bewegt er sich ein bisschen, guckt nach da sozusagen und dann mit diesen riesigen Augen und dann bleibt er wieder stehen. Also man muss sie immer am Köpfchen dann so ein bisschen draufstupsen, auf das Silikonpad, bis man eine Vibration spürt und dann geht sozusagen das nächste Programm los. Und dann, es ist also auch ein Zufallsgenerator, man weiß nie genau, was kommt. Ich habe andere iLeak-Videos gesehen, die hatten ein anderes Repertoire drauf als meine. Aber die User hatten die auch schon länger. Also ich denke mal, das ist auch, je öfter man die miteinander interagieren lässt, desto mehr Programme spielen die ab, desto schlauer sozusagen werden die. Natürlich gibt es dann auch regelmäßig die Firmen-Updates, wie bei Imo auch. Wie ich das so sehen kann, so praktisch alle 5, 6 Monate gibt es eine neue Version. Die beinhaltet dann natürlich auch noch mehr Tricks, sage ich mal, was die Kerlchen alles da machen können. Und meine habe ich ja praktisch noch ganz frisch. Also zurzeit prosten sie sich zu, machen gegenseitig Fotos, schlagen sich, küssen sich. Das ist nur mal ein Spielzeug. Ja, genau, so ein Spielzeug ist das. Ja, es ist ein höherwertiges, sage ich mal, Spielzeug, das hoffentlich bei mir jetzt dann nicht so schnell im Regal landet. Ich neige ja dazu, eine Sache ganz toll zu finden. Und wenn sich die Sache nicht so entwickelt, wie ich das haben möchte oder mich langweilt und so, weil kommt ja noch. Nein, also Menschen und Tiere sind davon ausgeschlossen, um Gottes Willen. Aber so Spielzeug. Also als Kind war ich dann auch schon so. Da hatte ich dann auch, was weiß ich, Autos und Hubschrauber mit Fernsteuerung. Gab es natürlich in den 70ern auch schon. Etwas klobiger und nicht so ausgereift, aber klar, gab es. Und nachdem das Flugzeug das 3. Mal an die Wand gedotzt ist, habe ich es dann auch weggestellt. Hallo Sudo Cat. Hello. Thank you very much for joining. Hi. So I will continue in English now, because I know the German viewer I have, they understand English as well. So, Sudo, I hope you're fine. I'm just talking about my little robots, iLeak and Imo. And I hope you are okay, dear Sudo, and your family, and Rover. Yeah, I'm waiting for Rover videos. I know it's a puppy. Rover is a very young dog, and you have to train him and to teach him tricks. And I want to see these tricks. I want to see Rover in action. That would be great. Because in contrast to a robot, of course, an animal, a human being, is self-understood, develops more and more and more abilities. And a robot, of course, has its restrictions due to the programmers. A robot is always as intelligent as his programmer. That's great to hear, Suto. Thank you for your update. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Today I reached 2,000 subscribers. I just uploaded the celebration video, which didn't turn out as expected. As I just said before you came in, I put the 2 iLeak robots together, thank you, and had them interact. And they drank, they made photographs, they kissed, and they hit themselves. It's a funny relationship between these two. But I expected more. Of course, I expected a continuous performance, and they didn't do that. Yeah, they have a little program. For example, they celebrate with Coke or whatever, alcoholic drinks, I don't know, you see it in the display, just 2 bottles, and they make cheers and chin up. And after that, there's a pause. So you have to put your finger on their heads, on the vibrating silicone pad, to start the next program. And then they make photographs or give flowers or whatever, and then they stop, and you have to put the finger on the head again. So you have to put them on again and again. And I didn't know that. So yeah, they made this little Umtrunk, these little cheers. Cheers, cheers, gluk, gluk, gluk. And one of them got drunk and the other one laughed because his body got drunk. And then there was a pause, and I waited and I waited and nothing happened, and I waited. And first I wanted to cut these waiting scenes out of the video, and then I decided to keep the video as it is, just to put some music or noises under the waiting sequence. But yeah, I don't want to fool people into thinking, oh, these 2 robots, there's a continuous performance. No, there isn't. Maybe later in later versions. But I hope you like the video nevertheless. As I said, I put some sound effects there and some music and chirping crickets whenever they stared at me. And Jesus, it's like the 2 cats. Yeah, Tom and Jerry, they do the same. Whenever I'm watching TV, sometimes when I have friends and we chat, we don't interact with the cats, we just chat with each other, and then they get bored, and then they sit next to each other on the sofa and they just stare. They try to stare you down or your guest or whatever. And the robots, it's similar. They have this tendency to make their little program and their little antics and then stop and like this. It's almost uncanny. I think Ilix, maybe they saw the cats and they thought, we do what they do whenever we are bored. Yeah, but apart from that, oh, ja, okay, your exam, natürlich. Of course, your exam, I remember. The exams come first. Wednesday, I will think of you and keep my thumbs pressed. In Germany, you don't say, I keep my fingers crossed. In Germany, you say, you press your thumbs to wish somebody luck. So I press my thumbs and I keep my fingers crossed. And yeah, I know that you can do it in a whiff and easy and no problem, but it's always good to wish somebody luck. And I do so. Wednesday, I will think of you. I'm still enjoying that coffee. Yes, apart from that, yeah, you're welcome, Sudu. You highly deserve that. And I know how exams are. Believe me, I'm 60. I made several exams earlier at school and university, and then the driving license and all that. And it's like a stone falling from your heart. After it's over, first, at least I was a little bit excited after the exams and still a little bit, overactive and hyperactive. But then I started to realize 1 or 2 days later, okay, the exam, let's go. Whatever you made wrong, you made wrong. No way of correcting it or so, but it's okay. The main thing was smooth. So you come down a little bit, then you get the results. Mostly the results were very satisfying. I tend to do, to worry about things which aren't so bad. So if I had an exam and I've studied for it and learned for it, I have the feeling during the exam they asked me everything, but not the things I learned. I had that feeling, which is, of course, nonsense. After the exam was over, after I got the results, I saw, yes, of course, they asked me this and that, and I'm an expert in that. I couldn't go wrong, I couldn't fail. But I do have some degree of nervousness, nevertheless. which is, I think, maybe natural. I hope so. And I was very happy when my last exam in university was over. And it said, okay, you're a Master of Arts, and okay, Master of Arts. I'm glad it's over. And yeah, and after that came the driving license and all the other, but the academic stuff was done with. Although in my later years, I think I was about, I was 40 or 45. I was working at that time, of course. I made a little, as I said, additional study. Yes, Christmas is coming. Yes, as you see, there's the angel, the heralding angel. So I worked in a field which I was not very competent in, to be honest. I applied for the job, and my then employee said, okay, she has much potential, I will take her. And of course, she said, but you must, the things you lack, you must learn now. Yeah. So, and so I said, she's right, but I won't take any ordinary courses. Hello, Tranquil. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you to the club. Welcome to the club, and thank you for joining. So I thought, okay, 1 to 3 courses is not enough. I want to study this thing. This would be a business administrator, by the way. And certified business administrator is the title. And I studied 3 years. 3 years. But it was, in German you say Fernstudium. It was a distance, do you say distance studies? So I was at home, and I had contact with my university teachers via internet and email and all that, and by mail. So of course I have to let Chica out. She's barking. Just a second. Ja, was ist denn da los? Ja. So they sent me tons of study material, books and CDs. At that time, you still used CDs and bunches of that. And with a leaflet which showed how to use that. That was quick, yeah. Chica, she's at the door. She wants out. She gets out. And with a leaflet which explained how to study. I think long distance study. I think long distance studies in English. Yeah. And I've never done a thing like that before. So thank goodness it worked out. It worked really out. I even phoned 1 or 2 of my tutors just to make personal contact. But I never met them in person. And video conference, it was the days before video conference. Yeah, okay, you had internet and all that, but MS Teams or so was still rather unusual to use, except yeah, for business situations. But I was a private person, so I didn't have this app on my computer. And as I said, it's a long time ago, about 20 or 15 years. And in that time, it was almost unknown that such things exist. And I think, yeah, they existed, but not in that quality we're used to now. So, okay, I learned this stuff. I did the tests and the exams and all that. There were no oral exams, but written ones. But they phoned you. Occasionally they phoned you just to see, did you do the job or did someone else do the job? Yeah, because that's a dangerous thing with long distance studies. You can always give the whole stuff to your father or husband or whatever and say, oh, would you please fill out the whole thing for me? But that didn't work. That didn't work. And they changed the questions from student to student. I had contact with other students of the same class in the hope that they could help me with 1 or 2 questions. So I wouldn't have to bother the teachers, but they had totally different questions and different topics. So they made it was Studiengemeinschaft Darmstadt. In case anyone is interested in the German newer, the SGD, it was a very good concept, at least back then. I don't know how it's now, I think even better. And with all these technology improvements and so on, it should be much, much better. But at that time, it was really good too. And so after 3 years, I got the degree of a certified business administrator. In addition to my already existing Master of Arts, but the Master of Arts degree I got in Frankfurt in the university. So this was live. No long distance, that was really live. And CBA, as I said, hello, hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. You're from Abra. You're from Abra. Please tell me where Abra is. First, thank you very much for your support. But please tell me where Abra is. I have no idea. Philippines. Mercy Grace from the Philippines. You have a beautiful name. Thank you very much for joining the club. I will be your friend later. Please, Mercy Grace, be so kind, as this chat will disappear later on. Put a comment under the video so I can see your channel name. Okay, Sudu, no problem with that. Of course, your studies come first. Thank you very much for joining me. All the best for you, especially Wednesday. I will think of you. And in my next live stream in 2 weeks, you must tell me how everything went. By then you will get the results, I guess. So, alles Gute, meine Liebe. And and Mercy Grace, please be so kind and put a comment under one of my videos. Yeah, and all the best to you and to Rover. Big, big hugs to both of you. See you. Ja, wo war ich jetzt? Ach, Mercy Grace, genau. Mercy Grace, please, after the video has been uploaded, the chat disappears. I already mentioned that several times. I don't know what I do wrong. But I see the chats, I see the text, and after the video has been finished and uploaded, the chat disappears. So I don't know who I talked to. Of course, after 1 or 2 weeks, you forget it. And I don't know who subscribed to me during the chat. So please be so kind and put a comment under this video or under one of my other videos. And I see your channel name, and of course I can click on your channel and then subscribe to you. That would be very, very great. Thank you so much. And yes, studies. Yeah. So that was a very, very not easy way, because it was very difficult to do my full-time, then full-time. Now I'm working part-time, but at that time I was working full-time all the time. So to do the full-time job and have the family, and then my parents got very sick, so I had to care for them too. And then I had these additional long-distance studies. It was all a bit much, I have to admit it, but I finally succeeded. And now Chica is barking at the terrace door. She wants to get back in again. She's like a cat. It's a dog who really behaves like a cat. Wants to go out, let her out. 2 or 3 minutes pass, barking at the door. She wants to go back inside. She's back inside after 5 minutes. She wants to go out again. Okay, just a moment. Ja, wenn ich den jetzt hier nochmal rein. Ja, rein jetzt. Rein. So, Pfötchen putzen. Ja, Pfötchen. Ja. Da kommt ja rein. So, here she is. Here is Chica. Chica the cat dog. Yeah, my poor Chica, she will be 13 on Christmas Day. Yeah. I said poor Chica because I don't care for her. I have the robots I have to tackle with. Then I have my live stream. This morning I had friends being here, being my guests. Chica, all the time, she sat there. Yeah, and we patted her on the head, and then we went our way. Now it's cuddle time, no? Now it's cuddle time for Chica. As I said, she will be 13 pretty soon. Yeah, 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 yeah. But thank goodness she's quite healthy. Yeah, she's really, oh, you will see her. She loves her cushions, which are the cat's cushions, but once Chica is here, the cats disappear. Yeah, she's the queen of the castle, of course. And she has some liver problems and some renal problems. They come with old age. Okay, this is, of course, an old dog. In human years, she would be 91. She would be a granny. But she's really in good shape, I must say that. Apart from the liver problem, which we tackle, of course, with medication and with regular tests. So we keep that in check so that it doesn't get worse. Yeah, she has on her liver, she has some two tiny spots, which could be tumors. The vet isn't quite sure, but if they are capsuled in. They don't emanate. They keep to themselves, thankfully. So, but they're not quite sure. They made several tests. The blood is okay. The urine is okay. And now the next test will be in February next year. And, but Chica, she eats, she drinks, she's a happy doggy. She's very active and she runs around. And she had to go on a diet. So no more 2 or 3 snacks a day, but only 1 snack a day, the poor dog. And yes, whenever I ate human food like mashed potatoes or something, I gave her something of that, and the vet said, no, only the prescribed special dog food. So no more mashed potatoes for Chica as well. Poor dog. That's why I said poor dog. But no, she's a rich dog. Yeah, you're rich. Yeah. And she has cold ears. Yeah, outside it's cold. It's very sunny, as you see. The room is lit. And okay, I have some ring light there, but behind me it's all natural light. And it's very sunny, extremely sunny. It's for this kind of season, it's really unusual. But it's cold. We have 6 degrees, which is okay. During last week, we had like 10 to 15 degrees, which is much too warm for the end of November. I remember November days and December days here many decades back in the late 60s and early 70s, where we had snow, where my father shoveled. He didn't snovel, he shoveled. My father shoveled snow for hours. Everything, the yard was full of snow, and it didn't stop snowing. And well, my father, of course, he was cursing. Once the yard was free and you could drive out, the next storm came, the next snowstorm, and it was all full again. So I remember these kind of winters and of very late autumns, and it has gone. It's you have a kind of cold summer. Yeah, and they predicted, of course, a green Christmas, so no white Christmas this year. This would have been a miracle, a Christmas miracle. But to be honest, I have to drive to my working place, not every day, because as I said, I'm working part-time. But 4 or 3 days a week, I have to go there by car. And it's a drive on the much used Autobahn here in Germany, in the Rhine-Main area. It's the A3, the A3, Autobahn 3, and the A3 is really, it's Armageddon to use it. Yeah, you have terrible accidents left and right, really with with dead people and everything. It's horrible. And then you have, of course, traffic jams all the time because of these accidents. Then you have lots of construction works going on there. Then the Frankfurt airport gets a new terminal number 3. The works for this terminal, of course, they encompass the A3. So the A3 is partly not usable in this area at Frankfurt airport because it's, as I said, there are construction works going on. And then there are workarounds, and it's of course the accidents happen in these workarounds as well. So you have another traffic jam, and it's in former times the time from my living place to my working place was about by car was about 30 or 40, at most 40 minutes. Now it's 1.5 hours due to, as I said, the traffic jams, the congestions, the accidents. You have to go slow. You cannot go fast on, at least on this German Autobahn. You cannot go fast anymore. In former days, in the 90s and in the early millennium, I have a fast car. It was a different car back then, but I always drive fast cars. You could go 180, 190 kilometer per hour, really fast. I just say, not quite a Michael Schumacher in his best days, but when everything is free, when there is no problem, no construction, nothing, you have the free Autobahn for yourself practically, you can do that. And I frequently did that in the early days. But since 2010, 2015, but I think a little bit earlier, 2010, around that time, more and more, okay, more and more people come to Germany and stay there. So we have, I talked about that in my last live stream, we have more and more inhabitants. I think in the last 2 or 3 years, 2 million people came here. People who come to stay, of course. And of course, they have driving license, they buy cars, they use these cars. And the Autobahn, you cannot build Autobahn to no end. Sometimes the infrastructure has to be left as it is. And in this case, yeah, they try to build new streets, also new ways for the bicycles and so on. But you have limits. You cannot buy these fast lanes and so on, limitless. So there is a limit. And this the A3, the A3 has reached its limit. So you cannot do more. But more and more traffic is on this A3, not only in the Frankfurt region, but also in the Cologne region. And I know that the A2, the Autobahn 2, A2, nearby nearby Hanover is the same. They also have this day and night, these jams and these really terrible accidents. And because we also have a lot of lorries, of trucks, especially from Eastern Europe, and they drive. I know that, I see that almost every day. They drive very fast. So in spite of their size, oftentimes they're very large trucks, they drive very fast. So in case they have to put on the brakes, the way of braking is too long. So of course, if you drive a very big truck and you brake, then you don't stand still in a second. It takes some time before this lorry comes to a stop. During that time, of course, you mow over several bicycles or normal cars or whatever, or pedestrians. No pedestrians on the Autobahn, of course not. But accidents like these happen in the cities as well. But speaking of the Autobahn, you have, as I said, more and more of these large trucks. And they don't stick to the rules. They drive too fast. They drive in the wrong lane. They don't stick to the right. but sometimes they even drive on the left, even on the far left. Yeah, in fact, on German autobahns, everyone drives as he or she pleases. And this is quite a problem because you always have to be on the alert. There some lorry driving in or some car coming in from a side section. Yeah, will he or she take over without blinking? Happens frequently. Or wait till everything is free and then drive out. You never know that. If you see in the back mirror, if you see a truck approaching, you also don't know, will he slow down or maybe speed up, yeah, in order to overtake you? I have been in situation, don't ask me, terrible, and it gets more horrible every day. And I'm very, very glad when summer comes and I'm in my early retirement, because then I won't use the A3 ever again. If I have to use it for, maybe I want to go on a journey, I have to go to the Frankfurt airport, I will take a taxi. So no. 33 days of driving this crazy autobahn is really is enough. And yeah, as I said, it was not so in the earlier days, but it's self-understood. If you have millions and millions of people coming in and driving cars, sooner or later you will reach your limits. And also the infrastructure reaches its limits, and I think we have reached this breaking point, or almost. It will be very interesting in the future. I think starting of next January, 1st of January in 23, Germany will pay Bürgergeld, citizens' money. So in short, it's money which people like me, taxpayers, earn, and which is spent. I don't know. I don't want that, of course, the other taxpayers. But okay, we have to. I mentioned that earlier. At least half of my salary is kept in by the state as a Einkommenssteuer, income tax, and is being spent on projects like this Bürgergeld. So people who pay taxes pay the Bürgergeld, the citizens' money, for people who don't work. And in former times, it's a substitute for the Hartz IV, for the former unemployment money. In former times, if you were not working, you had to prove to the government why you were not working, too sick, or much too old, or your company got broke and you don't find another job, and this or that. But then they gave you, they offered you jobs. So you had to really, you had to go to these jobs and try out these jobs. And then the consultant who is responsible for you from the employment agency, they saw, aha, he or she went to the job, did an application, or even worked at this or that place for 2 or 3 weeks. It all looks very well. Then they contacted the employer. Do you want to employ this and that person? And then you have 2 possibilities. Either the employer said, yes, it's a very good person, really good for the job, and we want to keep him or her, and then everything was okay. So you didn't get any more unemployment money, but then you had a regular job, you got regular salary, everything okay. The other alternative, of course, is when the employer said, no, I'm afraid not good for this job, and no, we won't take him or her in. So then you could, you got back your unemployment money, you got back on the list, and then after some weeks or so, you had to try a new job. But you always have to prove to your employment consultant that you are trying to get a job. You have to prove that. And as far as I understood, with the new Bürgergeld, with the new citizens' money, this isn't the case anymore. So you don't have to prove that you want to get a job. You just say, I'm jobless, I have no employment, and then you get the money. Yeah, think of it, 2 or 3 minutes, and then you see, maybe that's why all these millions stream to Germany and want to stay here. Yes, that's, I don't want to say one of the reasons, but that's a reason. Germany doesn't have great weather. It's not a sunshine state or so. Germany has this to offer, money. And people come and get it. And as the frontiers are practically open, I know that there are controls, but mostly anyone who wants to come in, comes in and stays. As I said, there is no control, as in Canada or Australia or the US. Yeah, that you come in, you come into a housing, and after half a year, you have to prove that you've got a job, that you earn your own money, that you're not reliant on government money anymore, that you can care for yourself. And then you're allowed to stay. And then you're allowed to get your family members too. If you can state, yes, I'm getting my sick mother or my sick father, whoever, but I can care for him or for her. I got the money, and as I said, I earn my own money. I don't need government money. I don't need any support. I can support my own family with my own means. So, okay, then no problem. That's what Canada does, as I said, and Australia and other countries too. But Germany doesn't. You come to Germany, you bring your family, you bring the entire village. You come here, you say, we come from this country or that country, and we are persecuted. Yes, why? But no, it's and the economy is bad, and I don't like the weather. Whatever reason you bring, you come to Germany, you get your money, and then that's it. So you don't need to prove that you apply for a job or that you even look for a job. You don't need to prove that you can care for family members who maybe require medical help. Yeah, as I said, the sick father or so, you don't need that. Because when your father is sick, the German government pays for your father too, all the medical expenses. If I get sick, I have to pay. Not if you come in and are a new German, because you get the passports rather quick. Katermäusi, du ist auch süß. Okay. As I said, you get your money without much ado. I mean, of course, you have to fill out some forms and so on, but that's it. And the Minister of the Interior, Ms. Faeser, she announced that starting from January, it will be very easy to get the German citizenship, which means you say, I like to live in Germany, but I can't work. Yes, I'm 20, I'm healthy, but I don't speak your language, I don't know your culture, everything is so difficult, and no, I cannot work. I mean, I overdo it now, of course, I'm exaggerating, but you get my idea. And so the German government says, yeah, it's okay. You come from Africa, or we know it's bad there, or you stay in Germany, you get all expenses paid, you bring your family, bring your best friends, you can all come and you get a German passport. And as soon as you have a German passport, you have all the rights, yes, not the duties, you have all the rights of a German citizen, and here you have some housing, and we offer to pay your driving license. It's really true, it's not a fairy tale, it's true. We pay for your driver's license, and if you need a cheap car, so we can also help with that, and we can help with this, and insurance, no problem. You need insurance, of course, but the German government, which equals the German taxpayer, is happy to pay for that too, and yeah, it's just okay. And that's, I think, starting from January next year, it's my prediction, even more, thousands and 100,000s and maybe millions in the end, people will come to Germany and stay there. And Germany will become fuller and fuller and fuller. And I see that in my area, where once we had forests or very, very nice meadows, lovely hills, everything is torn down and they build housing. Houses, 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 houses without end. And those multi-story houses, these apartment complexes, doesn't fit into the landscape. As I said, I live in the Bavarian countryside. You have 1 or 2 family houses usually here. And thank goodness around me is this type of housing, which is traditional and totally okay. But some 10 or 20 kilometers from here, they, as I said, they start tearing down the trees, the forests, and building these huge housing areas. Let's see. It's very interesting, and I can only repeat myself. I'm very happy when my retirement time has come. 7 or 6 more months to go, and then that's it. And then I will be very happy. But of course, I'm an observer. I will stay alert. I will look around me and see what happens. Some people like me who are in retirement or in early retirement, they leave the country because they see what's going on. They say, not for me. I'm willing to pay taxes, but I want to choose where the money goes to put it that way. They put it more bluntly, but I won't repeat it here. So they leave Germany. People with good money and sometimes, followed by their daughters and sons who are about 25 or 30, just finished their studies, and who say, I don't see job opportunities or career opportunities here in Germany, not under these economical circumstances. So dear parents, when you go to Spain or Portugal or wherever, I will go there too. So these very educated people and wealthy people, well-to-do people at least, they leave Germany, and more leave Germany and go to other EU countries. Spain is very popular because of the weather and of the tax regulations, and France in a way, used to be more, but still France, okay, and Italy, and many say, oh, EU, not for me. They go extra EU. They go to Canada, to the US, wherever. Some even to South American countries like Peru or Argentina, which is, I know, the economy in Argentina is catastrophic. I know that. And I don't understand people who want to settle there. If you're born there, okay, you know the circumstances, you know the culture, you're in it. But as a new person who's new in that country, it must be very hard. But most people from Germany who go to Argentina, they are, as I said, well-to-do. They live in gated communities, they are safe and sound, and they have their own little area. Okay, I can understand that. Let's say it that way. And it will be interesting. More and more people who are, as I said, educated, who have some means, leave this country, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people from other countries who have no or little education and totally cultural, who have totally different cultural notions. So sorry, I'm too fast. They come here, and they build one mosque after the other, and the churches are empty, or sometimes they are torn down or are desecrated and then turned into art or exhibition centers or so. but the mosques are thriving. They are full. Every Friday, the mosques, we have 2 mosques around here too, little ones, but they are full. Always know it's Friday when the roads are rather full, and then, okay, on the way to the mosque or from the mosque. So they are thriving, and the Christian churches, as I said, are hardly populated, except for Christmas. Now in the pre-Christmas time and later on, when you have the Christmas masses and religious services, and then they are quite full, because at that time, of course, the churches are decorated, and you have choirs and sometimes even opera singers singing Christian hymns. Also. So it's all very, very beautiful to look at and to hear. And so the churches are quite full at that time. And then January, stop. The churches are empty again. And as I said, more and more churches are being umwidmen, being repurposed. First, they are desecrated officially, so they are not more a house of God, and the crosses and crucifixes are removed, and then they are repurposed to a youth center or an exhibition center or whatever, some kind of center. Community centers, of course, too. And some churches are even torn down. What's the use if you have a population which is mostly Muslim? You don't need a church there, and you can't repurpose a church for a mosque. As far as I know, it's not possible. There is this Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, which a church which became a mosque later on. I think that's the case there. I've never been to that. I can't honestly say. But a mostly Muslim population doesn't need churches. So they tear them down, put a mosque in its place, or some shopping center or whatever, and that's it. And that's the fate of the Christian community here. Now let's see. When I moved here several decades back, it was a strong Catholic region where I live in, very Catholic, and you had to go on church on Sunday. If you didn't go to church on a Sunday, neighbors, they would eye you. What is she into? She doesn't. And my grandma, she said, you have to go to church. I know you come from another place, from a big city where people don't care, but we are a small community. We are under observation. Please go to church. And so we went to church on Sunday. But of course, when I got older, I said, Grandma, I'm sorry, but I have my own rhythm of going to church or not going to church. And you're free to go, of course, but I don't do it on this regular basis anymore. And and then one more people from other parts of Germany, they settled here who were not Catholic, maybe had the Protestant faith or were atheists or whatever. And so this thing thinned out a little bit. And the village next to us, as I said, has a large Muslim community, which is growing larger and larger, because they usually have many children. I said the typical German family has 2, maybe 3 children, but mostly it's about 2 children. And the Muslim community, they have, per family, they have about maybe 4 or 5 children. And it shows, of course, in the course of time, you have more and more Muslims, and they have their own community, their own rights, and their own traditions, their own culture, their own faith, of course. And yes, and they don't integrate so well. Some of them do, yes, they do integrate in this Christian surrounding, but I would say most of them don't. So see the ladies totally veiled. Maybe you see the eyes, but the rest is closed. It's sometimes when I go in the village center to buy something on the marketplace, I feel like being in I don't know, it's in Oman or so. No, in Oman they have the hijab or so, where you see the face, but here you don't see the face. So I guess, a marketplace in Kabul or so. But really, once I wanted to buy some cheese, I wanted a cheese stand, and around me were these Muslim ladies. They're talking German to each other. They're from here, but they were all totally real. I just saw the eyes. And so it was a little bit uncanny. And first, I thought, should I start a talk with them? And because I'm always interested in foreign cultures, different cultures. But then I decided the better. I said, no, just buy your cheese and go. It's okay. But yeah, it's very, to say the least, interesting to see. Now, in 10 or 20 years, who knows what will be, but as it is. And the Bürgergeld, the citizen money, starting in January. So if you're interested, join the club, come in. And yeah, so that's that for. Otherwise, I don't know what to talk about. Chica, she's fast asleep on the sofa, and the weather is continually brightening. Now the last cloud has disappeared, and you only see sunshine, nothing but sunshine. If it weren't for the cold, you would think it's, yeah, late spring or early summer. Incredible. But the temperatures, they're not below zero. At night, yes, at night you have 0 or +1 degree Celsius. But in the day, it's like 5 or 6. And no snow, no rain, and no downfall at all. No hail, no snow, no rain. It's much too dry. The last time rain fell is about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And that was very, very little. Of course, nature is in the winter state, doesn't need the moisture so much as in summer, but still it's unusual. Because usually you have, in November, late November, you have some snowfall, snow mixed with rain. We had that last year. But each year that passes, you really see the climate change and the change for more dryness. This summer was extremely dry. Half of my lawn has burned up, has died practically. And where the lawn was, there are weeds. Weeds, they grow even if it's snowing and if it's cold, weeds are always there. But the gardener has to care for that next spring. I won't do a thing. This garden is a weed garden by now, but I don't do a thing. I just let it be. Because you remove 1 weed today, at the same spot tomorrow you have 10 weeds, so it's of no use anyway. And in extreme dryness, weeds grow extremely well, of course. Yeah, and that's it. So we are waiting for some snow in vain. We're waiting for colder temperatures, maybe frost or so, because it looks very nice, frosted trees and all that. In vain. If we get some snow or some frost, it will be in January, I guess. It's usually the coldest month and the month richest in snow, if it snows at all. But yeah, it's January, and we will have a green Christmas. Today is the 1st of Advent, and when I look outside, it's like Easter. I expect the Easter bunny to turn up anytime. And with that, I bid you farewell. Thank you very much for your encouragement, for your support, for the 2,000 friendships. Thank you so much. My dears, I wish you a happy and blessed 1st of Advent. If you don't celebrate 1st of Advent, I wish you, it was my pleasure, Tranquil Unique. Thank you for listening and for joining. Have a marvelous rest of the Sunday, and have a lucky, successful and happy next week. We see each other in 2 weeks' time. Bye bye. Grüßchen und Küsschen.